The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
This is the Alpha Sessions, and I'm here with Alex Francis. Hello.
Hello, hello.
I wanted to first of all ask you about your brand new single, Helen Heavenly. What's it about?
Wow. Well, Helen Heavenly. I like. I'm really proud of Helen Heavenly because like I sort of draw on all sorts of lyrical inspirations, but like this one's one that like it's sort of like everything in relationships, whether it's like one person and another, like like partners or family or just acquaintances, no matter what level, there's always like dynamics, and there's always a element of like rough with the smooth. I tend to think in life, nothing's ever like linear and just one dimensional. And that's kind of like what the source material for Helen Heavenly was and is like. It's kind of about, you take everything. You're not going to get one. You're not going to get the perfect thing that you think is the finite version of what you want your life to be with other people, and you have to take everything as it comes, and you have to kind of not necessarily negotiate, but you have to kind of like work your way through it and make it happen for the both of you. And I think that's just really real and a really kind of real look at relationships, and that was kind of what it was born out of. I wrote it with a couple of friends in Belfast, a couple of other songwriters called Nathan O'Regan and Gareth Dunlop, and we had a kind of a little bit of something, and then we just started talking about that and said, maybe can we delve into a song with that and make something hopefully relatable. So that's really the kind of origin of Helen Heavenly.
Would you say it was based on a personal experience?
I think the thing is, I can find relatability for it across so many, like, so many people in my life. So I think when I sing it, and I can kind of attach, more than one person when I sing it, a lot of the time. But it's a funny one because like when we wrote it, I don't always have this in mind. I don't always have a like direct, can I get the listener to relate? I love it when that happens, but it's not always in the kind of conscious mind when I'm writing songs. But with this one, it was kind of like, wouldn't it be cool if we could try and create the kind of the theme where people do hear it and they go, oh yeah, like that, I kind of know how that feels and I know how that is. So yeah, it's for everybody in that way.
Do you think when having that at the front of your mind, it forms a relationship organically with the listener?
I hope so. I definitely hope so. Again, I'm not like, it's not my kind of main target in that sense. Like I it's a funny one. I do, of course, I want people to be able to have their own kind of relationship with my songs. But I feel like if I kind of went on that quest and only that quest, then it would sort of start to maybe kind of like veer in just one direction and maybe only one direction. So it's a compliment to me when that happens. I take it as a compliment, and it's like, but it is like, yeah, it's in there in the process. It's in there, like the cogs are turning, and I'm always thinking, well, maybe people will latch on. Yeah.
You've also released 2 other singles this year. What did you have to do differently to promote these tracks in what's been like a really difficult year for the creative industries?
Yeah, well, do you know what? Like, and as I just mentioned before we started, like, getting a kind of like, I wanted to get a better handle. I'm always trying to look to get a better handle on connecting with people, because we have all these tools now. Like, we have all these channels that we can use. And it's sort of inadvertently, like 2020, it kind of like offered up the opportunity to do that, because that was really like one of the main way, really. Like I for as long as I can remember, like when I'm promoting music that I make, I go out and I play it and I tour it and I do all of that, and obviously that's not quite where we are right now. So in a way, it's been really good, because I've been able to kind of go into my fan base on my channels and get to know people better than ever before. I did a single called Run back in September, and we had fans and followers from all over the world. Like the concept for the video for that single was getting them involved in it, and that was part of the idea and part of the kind of thing I wanted to create visually. And it was so cool because like not only was it like, you know, kind of almost necessary like from as a creative idea under the circumstances, but it was it was just like added an element of like, hi guys, how you doing, like thanks for being part of this, and let's get to know each other, because that's that. And I'm really into this now, and like whatever happens, you know, of course my fingers are tightly crossed that I get to play live properly again, you know, as soon as possible. But I've got a kind of new kind of wing of what I do, as far as like, you know, I'm fortunate to have people that support my music all over the world, and where I can't, you know, even before COVID, where you know, I was touring in Europe as often as I could, but there are people that are further afoot than that, and now I'm kind of like, well, you know, we're building something, and if it's going to take you know, live streaming or all of that sort of thing, to keep that kind of you know, flame lit with these folks that I can't reach necessarily on a stage, then I really want to do that. I love the fact that it's become available to me, and it's become more regular to me, and it's like I say, it's a part of what I do now, and I really want to keep it going whatever happens.
Do you feel like maybe you've opened a new door and you just kind of want to keep that going even when things go back to normal? Exactly
that. I think, you know, like I said earlier, like we've got all these tools as artists on whatever level, you know, to utilize, and they're better than ever before. They're more kind of what's the word, interactive than ever before. So exactly, it's kind of got to be done. I think if you're not doing those things, I sort of feel like you're probably missing a trick.
What was it that helped you come up with the idea to get as many people involved in the video as possible?
Well, with the video, my partner Hannah, she's an amazingly creative lady. She's a producer in TV and film.
Oh, cool.
And she and we were, you know, sort of spitballing ideas.
Yeah.
I always kind of go, you know, she's in my kind of you know, in my sphere of creativity all the time, and we were just knocking ideas around, and she was amazing because like she you know, she's looks after casts and all sorts of, you know, groups of people on shoots and whatnot. So she was amazing. She put a, like, you know, we had a kind of quote unquote kind of call sheet of sorts together to make it work. It was slick. It was slick, I tell you.
Nice.
And it came together really, really well. I mean, I'm very lucky. I've got you know, I have her, but I have like as well. I've got a really creative bunch of pals around me, who, again, in these circumstances, like they want to do stuff to flex their creative muscles as much as they can, whilst we sort of, you know, whilst we kind of can't.
No, of course. Do you get them to help on the day with the video production stuff and producing the shoot and everything? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've I mean, it's been, you know, it's just not been as simple as just being able to even necessarily get together and shoot stuff on the kind of free level that we had before. But I mean, I've got, if I look back at like what I did last year, I've already got a bunch of things that, like, you know, I want to do this year, as far as utilizing that sort of team of creative folks, you know, because it's a funny thing, because I think everybody wants to kind of stay stimulated right now.
100%.
I don't think people want to twiddle their thumbs for too long. Right. And there's only so much kind of, you know, so many series you can binge before you sort of realize that your butt's stuck in your chair, you know.
Like you've finished Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just you know, I hope that everything that I'm working on at the moment, I'll be able to kind of bring my people into it.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. I also wanted to ask you, so at the end of every calendar year, Spotify does that thing where it talks about all your yearly stats, and you posted yours on your socials, and I just wanted to run through these numbers because they are insane. Like, you've people have streamed your tracks 5.1 million times,
right?
297.3 thousand hours, and 1.5 million listeners in 92 countries. Is that not amazing but utterly terrifying at the same time?
It's, you know, it literally is both. It's literally both. It's amazing because, yeah, I mean, it's there are of course there are means and ways, and we have these DSPs like Spotify and the rest of them now, and you can kind of go like, whoa, I can reach kind of further than ever. I mean, there's no guarantee on who you're going to find, but like, yeah, I feel very fortunate that there is. I tell you what, because like the way I've learned about it is I know how it feels to, like, you if you get songs, the whole kind of what's the word? The whole kind of almost hierarchy of getting your music onto playlists and where it should be against what and all that kind of thing. I've learned a bit. You end up learning about it as an artist today. You end up finding out about how all the cogs kind of turn. And what I would say is that the best thing about that is that I'm actually like people are coming at me on my channels and they're saying the most lovely things, and we're connecting, and maybe sometimes I'm able to like talk with them creatively and start doing things, and all of this is because of this reach. So there's so much benefit, and I really do feel great about it. Also, like, yeah, it is kind of mad and slightly terrifying.
Totally bonkers.
Yeah, but what it does do, it puts that kind of like, provided like when live music is back in a fit fighting shape, then I've got some plans to make about where to go, and
nice.
Even I don't know, we'll just see. I mean, I've been playing to people in South America, I've been playing to people in North America, in Europe, all over. So like it's really nice, because I mean, right now all I want to do is keep these people energized about what I'm doing. Keep these guys that are finding me like, okay, I like this guy. What's he? Let's keep it going, like, until I can get to them.
Do you think the massive outreach has influenced the way you make future tunes?
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not like. I do think about people's reception of the music that I make, like, but I guess like the nice thing is that I have a sort of what's the word? I have a kind of experience and like of it now, and I mean, I've got a lot of plans with what I'm working on at the moment. I've got a ton of material that isn't out, and we've been working away actually since almost mid 2019 with some of this music, and it's there's a bigger picture in the frame, and it's of course it's me, but it's like I think I'm just, for me, I want to keep feeding the kind of what I do to people that are willing to take it, and just see what happens, really. I think it's you need to be aware of that kind of thing. After all, I mean, there is a consumer kind of part of being a jobbing musician and being a working musician that you have to make considerations of.
Sure.
But I mean, but you also, you have to balance that with being confident and proud and knowing exactly where your strengths lie with what you do, the music you create. I mean, I'm at a point in my life now where I know where I can really make, where I can really deliver what I do, and I know where I wouldn't. But
that must have taken years to kind of to figure that out, no?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, on a creative level, on a performing level, I mean, that's one of the fun things about being able to be in music, is that there's always an element of experiment, and you do always sort of cross your fingers that you don't waste any time, but that there's no guarantee. But like I've been around a few different incarnations of where I've been trying to get to, but now feels good. It's a malleable thing, I suppose, isn't it?
Slow down for a minute, take a little time, tune out all these feelings before I lose my mind. You tell me that I'm crazy, and maybe that's the truth. Oh, how can you sleep at night when you treat me like you do? How can you close your eyes to the things we're going through? You're tearing apart our history. I know that you're no good for me, but how can I say goodbye if I can't stop loving you? If I can't stop loving you. So long I've been dreaming, looking down the road. I hold on when I'm bleeding, 'cause it hurts too much to let go. I think I'm going crazy, I'm tangled in the truth. Oh, how can you sleep at night when you treat me like you do? How can you close your eyes to the things we're going through? You're tearing apart our history. I know that you're no good for me, but how can I say goodbye if I can't stop loving you? If I can't stop loving you, loving you. Sometimes I wish that I never met you, loving you, loving you. How can I say goodbye? You're tearing apart our history. I know that you're no good for me, but how can I say goodbye if I can't stop loving you? How can you sleep at night when you treat me like you do? And how can you close your eyes to the things that we're going through? You're tearing apart our history. I know that you're no good for me, but how can I say goodbye if I can't stop loving you? If I can't stop loving you. If I can't stop loving you.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
I wanted to also ask you about your win a gig competition that you did, which I thought was an inspired idea.
Oh, thank you very much.
How come you decided to do that? Was that more about what you were saying before about like just kind of handling the alternative ways of engaging with audiences? Or
Really, yes. I mean, I've been doing the live stream events through the kind of course of last year, and they were great fun. And really, it's about like that kind of personalized approach. So I'm not trying to it's not a check of a box. Like, I'm not trying to tick it off. I really want to do that and give that to people that follow my music. And I just figured that, like, one-on-one experiences means something.
Yeah.
Just as much as when we do the live streams, and I try and keep up with people that are on the chat, and really, engage people, because you can do versions of this. You can just perform it, and that's cool, and you can just be there and present it. But I mean, my approach now, and I guess before even, I mean, I wasn't really doing it before, but as time's gone on, I mean, we're talking about like 10 months odd now. So my approach is always to, I want people to really feel involved. I really want, and when a gig was, it was just a nice way to give back to people that are helping to promote my music.
What's been the weirdest thing for you about live streams? Because obviously, like, it's a big adjustment to go from like singing in front of a live audience to going straight online.
I'm going to say the one that most people will probably say, because
Go.
it just is. It's the no applause.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. I mean, it's a funny one because it makes you sound like I expect applause, but like it's not about that. It's just about, like, you know, we're talking about venues, we're talking about rooms, atmospheres, smells, character. You know, we're talking about all of this. You know, and it's not available, and it's really weird. But you have to be thankful for the fact that, like, if this was like, imagine if this was like 2002, 2003, we'd be like trying to work out some MSN broadband webcam. Imagine, right?
Absolutely.
You know, so,
on like MySpace or something.
I know, exactly. Like, so we've got to be thankful that all of this this messaging technology is available. Yeah. But that is that's my weirdest. Like, I can get into it and get on with it, but I can't kind of get over it. Do you know?
Were you doing much live streaming before all this crazy stuff happened?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really sure of. I don't know whether it should have been part of the, you know, part of the list, the checklist. But I was doing, like, you know, I was doing video announcements, and I was doing the occasional backstage or on location video at a gig or whatever, but not much more than that. But it's really nice, because something else is that there are you start to kind of see people coming back, you know, again and again, and people want to make themselves known. Like, that's cool. You know, and they want to, you know, it's good. Like, it's forming relationships on whatever level. And I have to say, like, you know, the way I feel about what I do, you know, I want people to be in. If people are into my music, then I really hope that they stick with me. You know, it's a very kind of what's the word? There's a shallow element to the way people consume music these days, because they can have it, like, you can have a shuffle on a playlist very, very easily. But when people do find me, my only hope is that I can just keep them with me. You know. Yeah.
I'm sure you can. Also, I wanted to chat to you about your live stream with James Bay.
Oh.
Which was a mad
me and Jim.
Yeah. You guys mates?
Yeah. No, James and I have, like, you know, a great kind of similar taste in what we do in the music we make. Much as, you know, very, you know, we're artists in, you know, our own way, but, like, he did the. Are you referring to the show, the Globe? Or
yeah.
Are you? Yeah, it was fantastic. For the most part, I'll tell you why, because, like, getting on a stage and playing was like, oh wow, we can do this. That was fab. I really enjoyed it. And it just felt like a nice release. And a kind of little bubble window of being able to do something that felt really, really familiar, and then kind of go back to the kind of live stream lockdown vibe.
Was it weird to kind of make that transition?
A little bit, but it was also, it was overpowered by just the feeling of, like, this is fantastic. And, you know, it's you're next to people, you're on a stage with people. You know, one of the actual cool things about not having this for so long is that when it comes back, I think the kind of there'll be a rush of whatever that feeling, that energetic feeling is. It'll really seep back into people that do it. I think it certainly will. I think
we'll party like it's
you know, 1999.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, totally. No, it was a blast. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Important question: what tunes have you been listening to in the last 10 months that really got you through?
Right. Okay. Well, I'll give you a handful. Number one, really important one for me. Last August, we had a baby girl.
Nice! Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Her name is Honey. She's 5 months old now, and there's a song by an artist called Melody Gardot. She's a jazz singer, Canadian, I think. She's a Canadian jazz singer, and she's got a song called Morning Sun, and it's a beautiful song, and it's like this kind of lovely piano-driven, soulful, ballady thing. And it was the song that inspired our daughter's name. There's some lyrics in there that Hannah picked up, and she played them to me, and we lived with it for a little while, and Honey came, and out she came, and that was it. So that's my favorite song of 2020 without a shadow of a doubt. Otherwise, what did I listen to? I mean, the thing about me is I just, like, delve back into. That's one of the nice things about Spotify, is that it goes like, you know, here's some stuff that you like haven't listened to for a while. That's like probably your favorite. Yeah. But I'm really into an artist called Foy Vance. He's an Irish singer songwriter. Yeah. He's fantastic. And he's just, I mean, I know we're 2021 now, but I think this might have come out just before the end of the year. He's got a live record called Live from Dunvarlick, which is in Scotland, which is where he lives. It's from his house. And he's just recorded they're just solo versions with him and his piano and his guitar of a bit of a range of his classic songs and his newer stuff. And it's just like, Foy needs very little else other than just himself to kind of make his magic. So yeah, that's well worth checking out. Foy Vance, Live from Dunvarlick. It's like his latest release. I'm really into an artist called Sun Little, who's an American singer and songwriter, and he's got a couple of records called New Magic and Aloha, which are well worth checking out. He's kind of he sort of pushes all my kind of like Bill Withers kind of notes, all my kind of Bill Withers buttons. He's got, I mean, much as Bill is like a legend, I love Bill Withers, but like but he's like channeling a lot of that kind of like, his voice is phenomenal. His songs
he makes
really
it
cool.
sound so effortless, I think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, that's the, like, you know, that's the Jedi level in music. I think if you can like, if you can do that and keep it kind of really real and sincere and make it that good, then wow. But yeah, Sun Little. So that, off the top of my head, those ones are sticking out for me.
I wanted to also ask, in terms of you and touring, because you were touring loads before this year hit. Has it been kind of weird to stand still for a bit? Definitely.
I mean, really, like, it's going to be pretty hectic, like when it gets going again, as far as like, you know, everybody is kind of like, you know, in the traps, as far as like they want to get going. So I you know, I'm one of thousands, and you know, there's so many things. I mean, without, you know, going down a rabbit hole of things like Brexit and everything, but like, there's so many things going on at the moment which are going to make things a little bit more difficult for us when that time comes. But yeah, I just want to be able to plot and plan a bit. I mean, everybody in my kind of circle of, you know, going out and playing, it's hard to make a plan right now.
So hard, because you just don't know.
You kind of need a window of, you need to know that you can kind of have a plan to make, have a kind of map to start, something to start mapping out. And it's still a little difficult to see when that's, I think we need to get, you know, we need to get really into this vaccine thing. That's the way it seems, at least. Yeah. And then once there's a bit more kind of license to go, okay, these people, this percentage of people are safe, then maybe that's going to make life easier, you know. Maybe. Big question mark. It's a grey area. Yeah. I never thought it would be a grey area. Never thought that. You know?
What else are you working on at the moment that you can tell us about?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, like, I've got a big batch of music that I've been working on with some very talented pals of mine, and we've been kind of beavering away on this for close to 18 months ish, and it's been a bit of a what would you say, kind of a honing of the elements of me that are kind of like the rawest, most kind of definite elements of what I do in the music that I make. And really, like, it's we're putting the music, we're getting the music to where we need it to be now. We're getting it to kind of sound the way we want it to sound, and that's that. I sound a little, I'm gonna try to keep a bit of so mystery around it. I don't want to give too much away, but within that, I'll continue to you know, do as much feature stuff on my social media channels as possible. And I've got other little bits and pieces, collaborations. I did a series on my Instagram last year, a little series called Isolation Collaboration with a bunch of talented friends, and I'm going to try and put another bunch of them together.
Nice.
Because that's something that's nice about, like, you know, coming from a not live music not available kind of level, is that, you know, I've just messaged some people that I know really well, some people that I don't, and go, hey, do you want to do this? Should we try this? And they'll just go, you know, I've been lucky more often than not. They just go, yeah, why not? Let's do it. You know, let's do something with the day. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. Where have you played that you would say is one of your top venues?
I did a show opening for Stereophonics at the Olympia in Paris in 2018. And it's about 2,000 capacity, and it was full. And it's just one of those, like, we were the opener, and there's no guarantee that you're going to win them. But if you win them, if you win that crowd over, then oh man, I'll never forget that night.
What was that like? Opening for them?
It was just magical. It was electric. Like, it was just like, yeah, I mean, great fan of Kelly Jones and of Stereophonics, and that, so it was a total tour. We toured Europe with them that year, and that was just one that was it's just something really right in the air that night. The way with the set, I had my band with me for that tour, and we just really felt it that night. So that's a biggie. That's a biggie for me. I opened with James in at the Palladium in 2019. That was really, really special again. I mean, I've been lucky. Like, I want to get back on the road. I want to go and I want to get back and keep building all this stuff. And I want my little girl to come and experience it. Come and we want to put some big cans on our ears and have her see Daddy in action.
Where would you love to play that you haven't hit just yet?
I would really love to do a more involved tour of the States. I've been over, I played South by Southwest, and I played in New York a couple of times, but other than that, I've done very little else in America. So I really would love to be able to plot a little bit more involved tour in America somehow, some way. I mean, America's cool because because it's so big. There's a bit more license on what you can do, where you can go. I've done nothing at the West Coast before, so I'd love to try and find some new followers down there.
Cool. And you've worked with and opened for some massive names. So who haven't you worked with before that you would love to kind of collab with?
I mean, there's plenty, but straight off the top of my head, I would say, straight off the top of my head, oh man, who's still alive? So many of my heroes are dead.
That's totally fine. This is like an imaginary question, so they can be dead or alive.
Imaginary, I would say imaginary. Oh my gosh, maybe Prince. A session with Prince.
Yeah,
that would be incredible. Just one day in the studio, Prince, throwing ideas at the wall, throwing mud at the wall. I feel like whatever we came out with, even if it was crap, would be just great because it was with Prince, Yeah.
100%. Well, thank you so much for taking time to chat.
That's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And thank you for having me.
And if people want to find out more about you, where can they go? What can they do?
Yeah, so it's all the social media channels are just Alex Francis Music on the / Alex Francis Music, and my name in Spotify and Apple Music. That too.
Amazing. Well, we look forward to hopefully some even more new stuff coming out soon that you're working on.
Coming. I can promise you that it's coming.
Yeah, and thanks very much again.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much. You take care.
Who we are, flesh and blood, we've come so far, bound by love. Every leap, every fall, thick as thieves, we've shared it all. It was racing through our veins, we broke the barricades, knowing we were born to run. Reckless runaways, shaking off the chains, trying to see what we've begun. We'll never break apart, I know we belong. We're just two restless hearts, beating as one. our history. We beat as one. I carry you, you carry me. It runs so deep. We beat as one. The deepest roots, the tallest tree. We felt so close. We built these dreams. We rode the waves, the rough and the smooth, and so much change, but we stayed true. It was racing through our veins, broke the barricades, knowing we were born to run. Racing through the tanks, reckless runaways, trying to see what we become. We'll never break apart. I know we belong. We're just two restless hearts, beating as one. I stand by you, you stand by me. It runs so deep, we beat as one. I carry you, you carry me. Our history, we beat as one. You're the thorn in my pride, I'm the man in the mirror, trying to shine a light, rolling down the river. We'll never break apart. I know we belong. We're just two restless hearts, beating as one. I stand by you, you stand by me. Our history, we beat as one. I carry you, you carry me. It runs so deep, we beat as one. We beat as one. I stand by you, you stand by me. It runs so deep, we beat as one. I carry you, you